All right, welcome back, you guys. So it's a bit of a change of plans today, dude. So we're gonna do, we were going to do some DS3 seamless co-op, and then I was gonna do some Night Rain later tonight when the Everdark comes out. But something came up, so I'm not gonna be streaming late tonight. And then we're gonna move the co-op's gonna be on Friday instead. So yeah, this will be a shorter stream than I was planning, but yeah, I guess what I'll do is just tomorrow when I start stream, I'll probably try the Everdark, unless I stream tonight again, but I probably will be too late, I'm guessing. But I did go through the rest of this run. So we're going to start a new one. And I shouldn't... I still have my video up, but I shouldn't need to come back to it as much. Civilite, have a good one, dude. Yeah, this run is pretty easy, dude. It's pretty straightforward. There are a lot of things to remember though with like ring swaps and stuff that I'll have to make sure I do well, but yeah, so we're just gonna go through it, do a no reset run. And then, hopefully after that... Like, you know what? I actually didn't practice Sanctuary Guardian. I probably should have. He's pretty straightforward, but it's just... There's some input read stuff that he can do. That I gotta remember. I really thought that first one missed, but it didn't. Yeah, hopefully the enhanced Libra is good, dude. Hopefully. Because if it's not, then the Everdarks have been a huge letdown, if so. But you know what? It is a good reason to come back to the game, even if the bosses aren't that great. It's still fun to come back to the game and have another reason to play it, or at least a day.
Regrettably.
It is not going to be an extra long stream today. It'll probably be a normal, like, 4-hour stream or something. Now, I was saying earlier, it's a change of plans. We're going to do the co-op on Friday instead. And then I'll fight Everdark Libra probably tomorrow. Unless I stream at 9 tonight, which I guess is possible. Like, this could be a double stream today, but yeah, Seamless Co-op got moved because I have something, like, later tonight, so. I pick up the soul. Honestly, remember a surprising amount of this run, even though I did it, like, 2 years ago or whatever, a year and a half ago. Yeah, they were off to a good start. That's true. Because we start off with Gaping Jaw, who was pretty good. And then was Fulgore the next one? Or was it the Pest? I can't remember. DERUST is basically the term being rusty at something is basically meaning that basically I haven't done it in a while, and I'm just not as good as I was before at it. So derusting would mean that I'm kind of getting back into the rhythm of practicing it or whatever, you know? Like I'm getting proficient at it again. Yeah, DS3 co-op is going to be on Friday instead. Miracle Pyro only for DS1 and 2. I would like to, actually. I was kind of thinking about that if I wanted to do some other DS1 all bosses. No hit runs before I get into this. I probably should. I mean, maybe not... Yeah, I guess Miracle and Pyro, yeah. I mean, sorcery is basically the route I already do. It's not pure sorcery, but it's mostly sorcery. So, yeah, sorcery might not be worth doing, but I could. You know, change the route a little bit. And, yeah, Pyro and Miracle would be fun. I don't really know much about DS1. I haven't played it that much compared to the other ones. Even DS2, like I played DS2 for a while, but there's so much stuff in that game that I haven't tried out still. Joe Lash, thanks for the 26-month Prime sub, dude.
Will stream your first Bloodborne Chalice playthrough?
Yeah, I think I will. I probably will. Probably gonna make some save files as we go along here, just so that if I die, it's not a big time loss or something. Or not a big waste of time. Thought I lost a no-hit run or something yesterday. Well, I wasn't doing a no-hit run yesterday. I was just, derusting on this. Remembering the route and all that stuff. Snipemare, welcome back, dude. How many hours is it going to take to do what? If you're talking about to get the like Soulsborne all boss and no hit run, it's going to be way more hours, dude. Depends what you mean by that, though, because the run itself will obviously be shorter than the fist only run, but the amount of time it's going to take to get it will be several times more. Like, I think that's what people don't understand about the fist run. When comparing it to no hit runs, it's like, sure, the fist run was like 60 hours or something, but I just jumped into it. I didn't do any preparation for it. I just started doing it. There wasn't 200 hours of practice that went into it and then attempting the run. And then the run being like 10 hours itself, right? It's like, oh, that, you know, surely that 10-hour run is easier than a 60-hour run or something. Q, how's it going, dude? Use this as a walkthrough guide? You could, but you might not have that fun of a time. Unless that's what you like, I guess, but... This route does very much trivialize the game in a lot of ways. Yeah, so when people ask me all the time if that fist-only run was the hardest run I've ever done, it's like, it's not even close, dude. It's really just not even close. Totally a different type of thing. And when I was doing that fist run, if I was being kind of more serious about it, and I wanted to be way more efficient in how I completed the run, I would have just practiced the bosses with fists, figured out the best strategies beforehand with save files and just practicing, and then, you know, and then it would have taken way less time, but that wasn't... It's kind of like, you know, if someone wanted to do a no-death run in a Souls game, and instead of, like, practicing the bosses and routing it, they just jumped straight into it. That's basically what I did for Fist Run, just for fun, basically, right? But it's totally not the same thing as what I'm doing right now. Spent like 15 hours over the past couple days testing something new for a potential reroute. Ended up being 1 second slower. That's so funny, actually. Much harder. Damn, dude. I've been done with this one. Be surprised if I started SL1. Well, you know what? I was actually thinking about... I was thinking about that sort of thing. I wouldn't do SL1. Just because I've said it before, I think SL1, there's no doubt it's harder. But I'd be looking for a more drastic step up in difficulty than that, probably, if I were to actually do the multi-game runs. you know, with harder restrictions or something. What I was thinking about would be really sick, actually, is level 1 plus 0 doing something like this, maybe. Maybe not in Elden Ring, though, but I don't know. Because what I was thinking is that, like, that'd be a really good excuse to do the level 1 plus 0 all bosses no hit in DS3 again, because that run is probably, like, the most fun run I've done. I was just thinking about it. Not that I'm actually going to do that or something, but I had that thought. It's like, oh yeah, that would be a good excuse to do that run again. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to rest here. I think that's what I forgot last time. Oops. So yeah, I'll worry about this run for now, obviously, because this run, I mean, this run's gonna take a while, dude. There's no question about it. It's gonna take. I was thinking maybe it's possible to get before the end of the year, maybe. Big maybe. Even that would be pretty quick, though, for something that's this long. Because the base God Run 3, which is significantly shorter than this, took me, I think it was at least 3 months. From start to finish, or maybe 3.5 months or something. And even that run, I didn't have to no-hit. Because the main thing is I haven't done Bloodborne all bosses no-hit yet. And I've basically barely played Bloodborne, so that's going to be a big problem. If I had already no-hit that game and I had the route for it, then things would be a little bit quicker, but I have not. So I have to learn that from scratch, and then the rest of the games I've no-hit all bosses, like, basically at least a few times. Okay, we save here. How many optional bosses are there in Demon Souls? There is one singular optional boss. So yeah, Demon Souls is actually really easy. Definitely the easiest run. Already when I was doing the God Run 3, Demon Souls was, despite only having played it for a little bit and only having done a few runs in that game, Demon Souls was basically my most consistent game in a very small amount of time, because it basically just everything is like cheeses or, you know, scripted fights or something. And yeah, so that, like, the route is really good. And it makes the game a lot easier. And magic also just blasts everything, just like in this game. Kind of same idea. Yeah, I think ideally DS1 would actually be pretty late in the game order for this. Maybe game 4 or 5. Just because it is one of the easier ones, but what scares me about it is that I have sort of a lack of experience in this game. And so, like, that's not great. And that's what I was concerned about with leaving Demon Souls kind of late. When I did God Run 3, is that I just... You know, it's an easy run, and the strats are very consistent and simple and all that stuff, but I just haven't played that much. So, you know, if there's something that can go wrong that I just don't know about, that is what, you know, it's not ideal. Oops. Can't remember how you don't make this jump. I know it's the thing, but yeah, I think if I was equally good and proficient at all the games in this run, Dark Souls 1 should be quite late. He turns around again, right? Using the wrong arrows, but probably fine. Or maybe Feather is correct. Don't need to save them anyways, really. Yeah, I think Dark Souls 2. Again, if I was equally good at all the games, then is that it? Like I don't really remember how many times you got to talk to these guys. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 would likely be one of the earlier ones in that case, I think. Great soul arrow.
All right.
Not sure about Bloodborne, though. I don't know how easy or hard that run is, actually. I think it's pretty fast, though, at least. Like, what's quite nice is that most of the runs are pretty fast. if I wasn't including Elden Ring in this, then the run would be 5 games. It'd probably be, what, around, like, 12 hours, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe, like, 13 or 14. Then Elden Ring is the one that literally doubles the length of the run. That's what I get for including it, I guess. Nice one. None of those guys didn't aggro. This guy, a lot of times, like, de-aggroes and then turns around. Weird. Okay. Guess I'll take it. Not a big fan of this. Don't do it again. If I remember correctly, I think you can just do this. Like, as long as you're point blank, you can just spam. I think it's when you're like, if you try to do this and you're kind of like not point blank, but then, you know, not kind of mid-ranged either, then she can, when she does her sword combo, she'll start dodging, but as long as you're like absolute point blank, it works. That was a little scuff though. I think there's a good place to stand that makes her not walk at an angle like that, but I don't really recall that. Nonchalantly walks under her. Yeah, that opening is actually kind of annoying. So that doing it that way makes it so that like it's pretty easy to deal with that jump attack opening if she does it. Just jog forward. Because if you're not prepared for it, it can be a little awkward.
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
Glue player, thanks for the brand new Prime sub. Don't know if you're right, but as a basic skill level player, Elden Ring DS1 bosses look so easy for you. Well, the game is pretty old, so that is correct. Yeah, I think basically they've gotten better at making bosses as the games have gone on. For the most part, I mean, there's some insanely good bosses in this game that still hold up well. But, you know, I think Dark Souls 3, in my opinion, is where they... I'm not going to say it's the peak, but overall, the bosses in DS3 are very good. And then, you know, they tried to take it a step further in Elden Ring, but then it kind of went poorly in some cases, you know? There's some very bad ones. Oh, is the bot not working, really? Or is the command on cooldown? But no Sekiro because it's simply not a... It's not a Souls-like game. Like, that's simply why. Okay. I have to pop the soul. All control. Bellowing Dragon Crest.
All right.
Dopamine, how's it going, dude? Yeah, very simple reason why Sekiro's not in this run. As I've said, I've probably said this 1,000 times before, but when I was doing the God Run 3, I was against having Sekiro in that run. Not because I don't like playing it or because it's bad or something, but because it's the one game that doesn't really belong, you know? Oh my god. I thought I could set up Red Tearstone if I equipped the hammer there, but maybe if I jumped on the second drop or something. Saurus is one of the better bosses in the game. In the game, that's kind of spoiled by his instant dash attack. I totally disagree with that. I don't think he's one of the better bosses in the game, even regardless of that of that dash attack. I think he's pretty bad. Just because a boss is bad doesn't mean they're not like fun to fight, though. At least for me, I actually do like fighting him, but he's not a good boss, dude. I mean, the charge doesn't make him like the charge makes him worse, but not. He wouldn't be good without the charge. Still, you know. Okay. I think a save here, probably. Last time I accidentally walked a bit too far forward there. Something I actively practice my menuing. I mean, no. It's not something that I directly practice, but yeah, something I've gotten much better at. I think doing a lot of PvP in Dark Souls 3, actually. And obviously this isn't Dark Souls 3, but doing a lot of PvP helped with menuing across all the Souls games a lot. Because I was just swapping constantly. Okay, so we swap. Strat's so damn good, dude. Yeah, I think PvP, it's kind of underrated almost. Maybe it's not underrated because I feel like people don't even think about it, but how much PvE stuff, at least for me, has helped with the PvE stuff. You know? Like a lot of little details in mechanics and movement and stuff like menuing has been drastically improved by that. I mean, I haven't done PvP in a long time, though, obviously, but just from doing PS3 PvP for a while. No, I haven't done PvP in a while because I just don't like it that much in Elden Ring, and that's basically why. If I liked it, I would have done way more, probably, by this point. I just don't really like it, and I'm not urging to go do DS3 PvP, you know? So, like the older Souls games, PvP or anything. Especially with so many runs I want to do. Because I kind of started doing DS3 PvP once I got bored of DS3 runs that I had already... Like, I couldn't really think of what else to do. Where's the Lloyd Talisman? So far, so good on this. Haven't forgotten anything. Yet. I'm totally jinxing it, dude. I used to be one of those extreme sweats. Yeah, kind of, dude. Yeah, that's kind of true. No, the Govless cow meat setup is ingrained in my head right now, dude. You know what? There actually is one part up here that I don't really recall that well. There's some timing to make it so that the lizard gets knocked off by the or at least I thought there was, but knocked off by the trap, or whatever blades. He very often, like, I remember doing it this way. He very often just makes it through. And not this time, though. I hear him getting smoked over there. It's not really a big problem, though, even if he does chase, I guess. Elfman, thanks so much for the 1,000 bits, dude.
As iron is eaten by rust, so the envious are consumed by their own passion. There's no way I'm getting him off with this. Yeah, I haven't really gotten the proper positioning of this yet since I came back to this game. Doesn't matter, though.
Hi, GL.
Conzio, thanks so much for the 8-month Prime sub. Thanks, dude. Doesn't really matter. I have to pop these souls anyways. Doesn't waste too much time. Yep, kill him in the dick, dude. Blue magic in the dick. Give him blue balls, dude. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm not supposed to drop down here first. Or maybe it doesn't matter. It doesn't look right. Maybe it's fine. Both drop down. Any tips for the Sif jump stagger? Managing Sif is all about, it's all about your distance from the boss. And people start running into problems when they're basically too far away. And so if you're like within the, because when he jumps overhead, right, he always jumps the same distance. And so as long as you're within that jump distance, basically, right, then you're going to be okay. So yeah, it's all about just managing your distance. No hit with melee weapons in DS1? Yeah, I've done... my first no hit run was with Black Knight Halberd, and I did an SO1 no hit run as well with the giant blacksmith hammer. I haven't really done many DS1 runs, though, honestly. I was routing level 1 no upgrades at one point. I just never did it for some reason. Maybe I should come back and do it. Not the most fun run ever, though. Because... what was the strat? You get the tin crystallization catalyst, which is the main weapon, once you get into archives, but I don't really remember what I used before that point. I remember doing some firebomb strat on Ornstein and Smo. Black fire, like I would just get a bunch of black firebombs and then just kill them with firebombs, and then I don't, because I think I wanted to avoid getting. Did I just buy that? Okay, good. Okay, so we need. Great heavy soul arrow and only soul mass.
I will stay here.
I agree. Yeah, Demon Souls is really underrated. I agree with that. So, anyone have any tips for Liza P. Simon Manus? Delete the game. It's pretty good. It's funny. How to solve all your problems, just delete. Delete game. Simple. No more problems. Would all enemies no hit run be too long to route? Well, people have routed. Distraction Crab is the main guy who's routed that sort of run. But yeah, they are. He was routing that in Elden Ring. It was. I don't even know how long it. How long the route was. It was like 50 to 60 hours with just the base game or something. Something insane. But you know what? Actually, I think that's been done in Sekiro. I think that was done in Sekiro, actually. But I don't know if that's been done in any Souls game. Respawn when you do load and error. Yeah, that's true. But the idea is just you kill everything once, right? I think it could be pretty fun. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to do something like that. I save here. I think if I were to ever do something like that, I would do it in either DS. I'd probably do it in Dark Souls 3, realistically. Because Elden Ring, I mean, doing that in Elden Ring is just insane, right? I think doing it in DS1 would be pretty... It would be pretty viable to do it in DS1, but it almost might be too simple because you just blast with magic everybody. I mean, DS3 would be the same, but I think that game's a bit more complicated, so... Might be more worthwhile actually doing it in that one. DS2 as well, I think. Like, DS2 would be crazy for that. Maybe a little too crazy. Which build would I do it in? DS3? Just, sorcery. If I'm using range, which obviously I would. Even though Distraction Crab, I think, routed a lot of his... Wait, really? A lot of his runs without ranged. But yeah, if I'm doing ranged, which I would, sorcery is the obvious play. Sorcery is... Oh, really? Sorcery is the best at just killing stuff from far away. So I would undoubtedly go sorcery. Because yeah, on a run like that, the bosses are just kind of an afterthought, right? It's not really about that. Especially now, I've done no-hit all bosses, sorcery, miracle, and pyro only in DS3. And, I mean, yeah, sorcery has... Or maybe, you know what, maybe you'd go pyro plus sorcery or something. Something like that. Sort of a hybrid route. Should probably make a save, because I was not so confident in dodging that. Wait, the goat in Demon Ruins that only spawns after the ballista? What are you talking about?
Blame Jeff for my sub gift.
Are you talking about the crab that spawns only after you break the skeleton ball? Or what are you talking about? Because I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of that, if that's a real thing. Jeff, thanks for getting us up to Bender. Thanks so much, dude. All enemies run include no resting? No, definitely not. I do like the idea of a run, maybe not a no-hit run, but a run where you like full clear the game and kill everything. But the problem is the way these games work, when you get far away from an area and it fully deloads, when you come back through that area, the enemies have respawned. It just kind of resets the area to the default state, whatever. So... But yeah, that wouldn't work, unfortunately. Because I would have, I mean, if that was a thing that you could do, I probably would have already done that by now. Or something like that. Probably not no hit, like I said, but maybe no hit. I don't know. But yeah, I did no bonfire no hit in DS3, and no bonfire isn't technically possible, just like Elden Ring, but you know, minimal bonfires. And that's when I learned about that whole thing, because I forget which area it was. I think I went to clear Cathedral and kill you know, kill deacons or whatever, and then when I came back through Settlement or through the Crucifixion Woods, everybody had respawned. I was like, what the hell, dude? I killed all these enemies to clear out my path. Yet somehow they're back, even though I didn't rest, but... Unfortunately, that's just how it works. Save here. This is kind of the first and maybe only challenge of the all-boss and no-hit run in this game. Even then, Quarantine and Smough with sorcery is pretty good. Should be about here. Be a little further right, I guess. Or left. That's not what you want. Maybe I should just run past him at this point. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, that kill is, I don't know what it is, but it feels very inconsistent. Either super precise or inconsistent. But what I like about it is that you don't have to worry about him hitting you through the fog gate, which I've lost a couple runs to before. I don't really like very much. I can't really say like this setup too much. Oof. That's not what I like to see. That's why this boss is dangerous, because of the absolute bugginess of that charge move.
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
On Soul Mass, you gotta work with me here, please. That was one thing I was really, when I heard a remaster for this game was coming out, I was begging, dude, for that to be fixed. Obviously not. I mean, I know it's just a remaster, so they're not going to make any drastic changes, but just, you know, at least fix the brokenness of the most popular or the most famous boss in the Dark Souls games, basically. Damn, dude. Whiff Central here. Yeah, that's right there is basically just why this boss is the only reason why I would be scared to have. Oh, I was wondering why my damage was lower. Whoops. Whoops. But yeah, this boss right here is why I'd be scared to have Dark Souls 1 late in this 6-game run. That's the only, like, basically the only reason. Maybe the ladder, the Drake ladder, but oh shit! Wait, I have to use the bow because I'm out of stuff. Jeff, thanks for giving us up to Dopamine. Thanks so much, dude. Subia, thanks for the 7-month resub as well. Bangton, thanks for the brand new sub. Really didn't miss anyone else. But yeah, thanks you guys. All right, back to Firelink. $40K on Soul Spear.
Heading out, are you?
I'm indeed heading out. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Whoops. Not what I meant to do. It's supposed to be. I don't know if it actually matters, but. I just doesn't he gets mad at you if you drop down, right? Which I don't want, so. What was I saying, though? Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be 2 homing soul masses if they all hit in phase 1 with bellowing, because I was just missing, like, a huge amount of damage there. Yeah, I just don't want to... Because when he gets mad at you, you can't sell him stuff, right? Also, I can sell all the humanities, can't I? I just kind of thought about that. There's no reason to save them for this run, is there? It's a lot of money that I've just been passing up on. Yeah, best sound in Souls right here. Brace. It's a lot of extra money I have here, dude. No, yeah, we don't need... I kind of just didn't think about it, but we don't need humanities on this run at all. So... All right, second soul spear.
All right.
Sorry, pal. Not really.
Damn, you've lost it.
Yeah, that's an extra... I mean, I don't think I have any money usually left after this, or definitely not 33k left. But how much did I... It was at least an extra like 12k or something I got. So we shoot this somewhere here. Oh, shit. Whoops. I think I just walked too far forward. I'm so dumb, dude. Okay, bellowing on for that. Probably same here as well, but this should, I mean, this should one-shot him. That's not how it's done. Is playing on the easiest difficulty in Skyrim good? Well, it depends what you like, I guess. It depends what you like. I do think playing the easiest difficulty is better than playing the hardest difficulty, probably. Unless you're specifically trying to do some kind of like challenge run or something. Easiest difficulty in Elder Scrolls is better than the hardest every time, because the hardest is not meaningful at all. I shot that in the right spot. But yeah, I would just recommend playing on Adept or the middle difficulty in all cases for Elder Scrolls games. That's what I would do. Just play on the kind of like intended difficulty setting. A classic. Oh boy, this is bad. Okay, so there is a thing here. You need to shoot at the right time. You know what? I could also probably just use lightning spear there, or my lightning spear. Okay, I'll have to remember that. I should test out lightning spear. I never thought about it. I'm sure it would be enough to kill him there, or I could just free aim that. Maybe free aiming is the better play. Survival mechanics on Skyrim are annoying? Wait, survival mechanics? Like the mod? Or what do you mean? I mean, it must be the mod, I guess, right? Where am I going? I haven't really played around much with that survival mod. Because that was a kind of a new thing that's kind of pushing, I guess, with the creation club or whatever it's called. I don't know. Okay, so great soul arrow and then double soul spear. I'm not supposed to level up, but I have so much money, dude. I mean, surely I can level up here. The next split, I'm supposed to hit 16 attunement and 43 int, which I can hit right now, almost. Should I do that? Nah, I guess there's no need. No need. One thing that is kind of annoying about this route is that I let Lautrec extinguish the flame here. So I can't rest here, but like I could pick him off if I really wanted to, but I just don't. With the proper routing, it's not necessary. So. All right, let's see if we get the red tear stone this time. How's it going, Delia?
You give me.
With Anniversary Edition. Yeah, I've played it a tiny bit, but I haven't messed around with it much, I guess, so I don't know the full extent of it. But yeah, I understand the basics and stuff, but I just haven't played a lot with it, because I don't know. I played a little bit of Skyrim, but not with that mod on. Okay, so let's see if this is good. If not, like if we don't get red tear stone, it doesn't really matter. And I think I'm gonna do or maybe, you know what? Like maybe I should just go Demon Hammer here. Let's try it. And then I'll roll backwards and then see if it works fine. Because I think I tested this before, right? It's fine. It's not fine. I'm dead. Okay, not fine. I don't know how I didn't die. I don't have to pick up the drop, right? It's just the slab. So. That was no good. Yeah, I used to play mod packs all the time, dude, for Minecraft like a while ago. But yeah, like the mod packs from, I don't know if it still exists, like the Technic launcher and the like, Feed the Beast and stuff. Yeah, I played a lot of mod packs, dude. That's probably most of my time playing Minecraft, in fact. Okay, straight demon down. That wasn't the cleanest. But yeah, I need to not fat roll. So And then here I'm supposed to get 16 and 43, but I can actually get 44, I guess. We'll do that. Soul Mass equipped. We go to Parish. Use the dark beads. That way of saying it just sounds so... it sounds not good, dude. But yes. Weird way to say it. But yes, I'm going to use dark bead. Are you gonna use the dark beads, dude? What a question, dude. It's insane. We kill the blacksmith because he's trying to rip us off on the crest of Artorias. Like, actual rip off. He's trying to charge. He charges 20k for that. So why buy when I can kill? But yeah, he's actually trying to scam. Like he's trying to help. You know, he's supposed to be trying to help us. Beat the game, surely. But yeah, here's 20k so I can pocket a, 99% fucking, or a 10,000% markup on this item that you need. On a profit, dude. Capitalist Andre. I rested, right? I think so. Anyways, that's why I kill him, because I can just pick it up from his corpse instead. No. And I don't need him for any reason. That's crazy, actually. Maybe I should jump off with keyboard there. I didn't really think about it, but probably makes more sense. So I don't accidentally jump into the waterfall or something. Or do what I just did and not take enough damage. I landed on the railing there, so that's good, right? A little bit of time loss. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, the if anyone missed the sorcery DS3 all boss no hit run, that video got uploaded less than an hour ago. All right, save. So, let's do this part. Surely we'll be fine. Very nice. Get this run now while I continue with another run or keep practicing DS1. I honestly didn't even consider that, so I'm not sure. Because the thing is, I still need to derust more at this game, even if I like kind of luckily no-hit it here or something. Okay, so we go up here.
My
This is a very engaging section of the run right here, dude. Dealing with dusk. Very engaging. DS2 the hardest one to run? It really depends on what that means. Because hardest, in my mind, it's some sort of combination of a run that's long, because length does impact how difficult a run is. For the case of a marathon run like this, it doesn't, like, it's not as big of a factor, I guess. But in isolation, a run being long will make it harder to get. But that being said, you could have a really long run that's also very easy in terms of the execution that's needed on the run. You know, Elden Ring is kind of an example of that. It's super long, but for the most part, everything's kind of scripted. Almost.
If thou art in
DS2 is... It is decently hard. I don't think the execution is as hard as a run like DS3, because the bosses are just... The bosses in DS2 are easier, but then the running sections are harder, probably, so... And it's also longer. Yeah, DS2 probably is one of the harder ones out of these games, yeah. Like I said, very engaging part of the run. We just run back and forth. And then we also have to run back here again later. So, how many total bosses? I'm not sure. I think probably wouldn't be too hard to figure out, but it's 207 Elden Ring, 26 Dark Souls 1, 25 Dark Souls 3, 41 Dark Souls 2. Demon Souls, I actually can't remember how many bosses are in that game. 18 maybe, something like that. Or way less even, I don't actually know. And then Bloodborne is what, 23? Is that right? Is that all of it? Oh. Oops. Is it 16? Anyways, there's a lot of bosses, but it's not even really the bosses that are my huge concern. For the most part, it's the running sections that could be pretty tough. I mean, but I guess they both concern me, so. 18, one is optional, like included in that 18? Because yeah, we're doing all bosses Demon Souls, which is any percent plus Vanguard, so. Make a save here, so like maybe this is far enough back that if I have to load it, his AI won't be scuffed. Is Bloodborne 23? I think so, right? Or is it 25? I thought one of the games has less, I thought. It must be Bloodborne. Kind of sucks. That also sucks. I've really botched this. You need to practice that opening again, because there should be a good way to just one-shot him. The correct RNG. Is he not hurt yet, I guess? Holy fuck, really? Sorcery Sif is still much easier. That was not the best execution ever. Just have a save now, though. But yeah, that's true, Aziz. Yeah, like chalices as well is something that I firmly believe should be in the run. So I don't know how many chalice bosses there are, but I'm probably going to do Bloodborne plus chalice, I think. Even though I haven't actually done the chalice dungeons before yet. So, but it makes sense. It should be, if I'm doing every Soulsborne boss. Okay, how high do I go? Is it up here? I might die from this. Oh, that looks right. It's maybe a tiny bit late there. Okay, so I'm only supposed to hit 48 int for this, and I guess I'm just going to stick with it. We go hidden body. Honestly, I wouldn't even be including Bloodborne in this run if I couldn't play it on the emulator. Because I wouldn't want to deal with that game on PS5 again. It's kind of painful. Demon Souls, on the other hand, is not as bad. You know, not 60 FPS, and I guess that's basically it. No B jump as well is kind of nice, but yeah, Bloodborne on the emulator is fantastic. So. How do you dodge Moon Presence 1 HP attack? There are two main ways that people deal with it. The way that you do it on runs that have enough damage is you just kill the boss before it happens. Or I remember people doing a strat. There might be other ways now. I'm not super familiar with Bloodborne, but I remember people would set themselves to 1 HP, like get a 1 HP setup or something like that, and then at that point it doesn't deal any damage to you. So, pretty cool way to do it. I don't know the exact details though. I've barely played the game, to be honest, so I don't really follow the runs that closely that people have done. At least not until now, because I'm gonna be getting into the game pretty soon. No, Demon Souls Remake is 60 FPS. That's what I was saying. Like, Bloodborne is 30. And at least on PS5, it's a pretty stable. I don't think Fog Ring did anything here. On PS5, it's pretty stable, 30 FPS at least, which is nice. But okay, this. Really weird glitches on Bloodborne emulator? Such as what? I haven't had any... The only issues I've had with it are I've had like 2 crashes in probably 8 hours. Maybe 3, I think. It's basically a crash every 2 hours from what I can... From my experience so far. But I haven't noticed any significant glitches, like maybe some visual stuff, maybe. But that's kind of mostly when I was testing, you know, 120 FPS or 4K, you know, stuff like that. I was just messing around with it. Actually, I can run the game very well at 1440p and 120 FPS. The problem is, just like in Dark Souls 3, if you try to uncap FPS beyond 60, you start getting the slow running glitches, which I just, you know, especially at 120 FPS is pretty bad. When you're doing uncapped or when you're unlocking beyond 60 FPS in DS3, let's say you go to 90 FPS, that glitch happens a lot less frequently. It's a lot less noticeable. It still happens though. But I don't think it's possible to run Bloodborne at 90 FPS on the emulator. If it is, I have no idea how, so. Even then, 60 is perfectly fine to me, dude. I'll take 60. Yeah, Bloodborne with 60 FPS and no B jump is just so good, dude. It's so insanely good. And you know, the input delay is significantly better. Just feels so much more crispy to play it like that. B-Jump is... So the original Dark Souls and Bloodborne have their jump. So instead of jump being left stick down or L3, they made it so that you have to be sprinting, so same, but then you let go of B and then hit B again and you jump. So... It's honestly the most bizarre control decision I've seen. There must be some reason for it. But so what it means is that if I'm sprinting through an area and someone's attacking me all of a sudden, I literally can't dodge it, right? Because instead of dodging when I hit B, I jump. So it's bizarre, dude. There must have been some reason for it, but I don't know what. Yeah, and in Bloodborne, the counter damage is gigantic, right? Exactly, so... If you're doing normal playthroughs, you get hit by a gigantic counter hit when you jump, and it's unreal, dude. And it is one thing that makes no-hit running Bloodborne, at least when I was doing it on PS4 and PS5 and stuff. Even for God Run 3, it made it so much more frustrating. But... no longer, because there's simply a mod. Okay, so let's go back... here. So yeah, I highly recommend trying it out if you have like a decent PC setup. As it's like, if you like Bloodborne, then it's so good, dude. Even if you don't like Bloodborne, which the main reasons why I didn't like it, or didn't like playing it as much as the other Souls games, were purely because of those two things. Maybe not purely. They're like maybe some other tiny things, I guess, but like vials I still don't like very much, but it was mostly due to the performance of the game and the controls being terrible.
Come again.
And it's totally solved. I shoot at him, I miss, but he doesn't suspect anything. It's like, oh, surely you didn't mean to shoot that soul spear right over my head. Yeah, there's a mod that you can just get on the Nexus that removes B jump in Bloodborne, makes it... You can change what the behavior of the jump and stuff. I just simply changed what button it is. Okay, is this right? Hit a body, Great Soul Arrow. Crystal Soul Spear. Full Mass. Okay, we go to Undead Parish again. So, dude, I'm actually really surprised that so far everything's been pretty clean, except for that catacomb section, but just because I forgot my ring setup was bad, and then I walked too far forward on one of the things, so... Emulator will make Sony not sponsor me in the future, though. Wait, what? They've never sponsored me before, first of all, but also it's not like I'm not doing anything illegal or anything. I own the game. Emulation's not illegal or anything, so perfectly fine. Sony sponsored me for Concord, dude. Yeah. Would someone know I owned it? Well, you just go watch the God Run 3, I guess. And then you'll see. Yeah, the Sony lawyers, dude, are just licking their chops right now, surely. Can I go through my Bloodborne setup with the mods? Probably not. I probably won't do that. I'm sure you can search up some guide or something. Okay, so we need to... I'm pretty sure I need to not cast Hidden Body here. Unless I mean, maybe I could go Dust Crown Ring, but I think I need both Stealth Rings, so... Make a save here. There is potential for Havel to be sitting in front of this door. Oh, maybe...
Maybe
we shouldn't have done that, I guess, but... Heal.
11 Yippee.
Ayla, thanks for the 11-month resub. Welcome back. Also, Agora, thanks for the 100 bits, dude. Euphoric, thanks for the 17-month resub as well. Oh, fuck, I messed up. That staircase is more to the left than I thought. This is fine. Gonna get a Switch 2 and play Duskbloods. I think so. I'm not really looking forward to it, but I think I will. I mean, I've gotten a Switch 2 yet just because I personally, I don't see any reason to get it at this point in time for me. But I probably will. I honestly, if I was not a streamer who couldn't use it as a tax write-off, then I would not do it. There's no chance I would do it. Okay, so bellowing, I think. And do I need the... I assume I use the tin catalyst here. Interesting. I've never done that before. Weird. Just walk too far forward. Switch to have Elden Ring. Well, I saw some news about the Tarnished edition. I'm honestly very much looking forward to that because new starting classes sounds pretty interesting, you know? Especially, imagine how cool it would be if there's a new meta starting class in Elden Ring, because Samurai is just overwhelmingly the best pick for any no-hit run. Pretty much any playthrough you do. But, I don't know, if ooh, that was not a good landing. Ooh, okay, interesting. Kind of got away with that. Am I supposed to use hidden body here? I don't think I need it. Yeah, I guess I don't. Okay, so now here we go. I think I just go red tear stone. Wait, it's not going to be free? No, no way, dude. That can't be right. That cannot be right. It's a paid DLC, but... Okay, so, but what are they actually adding then? There must be more to it then. Than just a couple starting classes. Okay, yeah, wait, new weapons. Okay, well, I mean, depending on how much they add, I guess I'd be fine with that, but... What I thought was that it was basically just a new starting class that was going to start with weapons that already existed or something. But I guess that's not right. Okay, hidden body. You know what? It's probably good that this happens so I can see what happens now. Can I just run back up now? That dog is coming in. Ooh, okay. Not how that's meant to go, but it's nice to know that it's safe if I miss. You just kill a couple hollows or something. They're adding torrent skins. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Body. Get rid of these slopes in later Souls games. Later Souls games as what? Elden Ring, I guess? Or what do you mean? All the other Souls... Well, I guess Dark Souls 2 doesn't have any slopes, does it? I mean, DS3 does. All right. Soul Spear. All right, this is likely where I'm going to get hit because I haven't really practiced Sanctuary Guardian at all. So, yeah, DS2 doesn't have any slopes that I can think of though. It has better. It has a sled ride. Surely that's better. Like a coffin sled ride. Probably just going to cast Hidden Body because we're going to rest anyways soon. Oh, I'm supposed to set up Red Tear Stone. People say DS2 is the easiest to no-hit. That is not true, no. I'm going to say that's objectively not true. I do think it's a pretty easy any %, but in my opinion, well, it depends, like, of what games, right? Out of the 6 games we do in this run, if we're talking any percent, Demon Souls is easier, for sure. And Elden Ring is also probably easier. Mouse sensitivity fixed? Yeah, I reinstalled that mod, so yeah, mouse sensitivity is good now. And I think what I was noticing yesterday was just the DS1. Like, I think that's just how DS1 is, because it feels completely normal now. Yeah, in my opinion, the way the order of the easiest to hardest for no hit any percent is probably it's kind of tough to say, because I first of all, I think Demon Souls is the easiest. Demon Souls is easiest. After that, you could say Bloodborne because it's so short, but I think Bloodborne's level of execution needed is probably harder than a run like Dark Souls 2 because you have shadows in it, right? DS2 doesn't have anything like that. I mean, Throne Duo is pretty tough, but it's not the same. I think Dark Souls 3 is the hardest. But even then, with Hidden Body, though, it's not... Like, maybe it's not. They're all pretty similar. I do think Demon Souls is the easiest, though. Okay, surely this will go fine. I don't remember the telegraph, like the difference in the telegraph for that move versus the other one. I should have soul speared him there. Forgot how long of a cooldown that had. I need to practice that boss, dude. I don't really remember much about him. At least with the magic kill. With melee, I remember it better. But with magic, I don't really remember the opening. Definitely have to go through that again. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, yeah. Past DS3 hours in Elden Ring yet? Nah, definitely. Well, especially I've been playing a lot of DS3 lately too, so... And I haven't been playing much Elden Ring. This run is going insanely well somehow, dude. I don't actually know how. But it's like... It's you know what? It's simply because this is a pretty easy run. Like I said earlier, if it wasn't for Ornstein and Smo, I would want to do this run. This run could have been the last game, even, if it wasn't for Ornstein and Smo. Simply because of them, Dark Souls 1 is going to be, like I said, maybe game 3 to 5 range. 5 feels a little bit late, especially with Demon Souls existing. I think Demon Souls probably game 5, if I do Elden Ring game 6, which is kind of what I was thinking, because Elden Ring is just so long that, you know, you get through all the other games and you just have Elden Ring left and it's 12 hours, you know? One thing that does scare me about Elden Ring, though, is the last game is Rolana. Fighting Rolana like 20 hours in is a little concerning to me. Red Tearstone setup, do I keep Dust Crown Ring the whole time? I'm gonna do it because I actually don't remember. I think I take it off, but... Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, because there isn't really a script for Rolana at all, right? He's just gonna go and fight the boss. One of the few bosses in the Elden Ring bosses that you actually just... Or one of the few actually tough bosses that you just fight straight up on that run. 'Cause the other ones you just... You know, there's some script for them, or you can use stealth or something. Oh! Hey, don't do that. Jesus, dude. Whoops. That's what I get for saying it was going well.
maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
Please tell me I made a save for that.
Machino high.
Okay, good. Okay, don't do that. It's just, like, literally everything missed, and I was kind of thinking he would go into phase 2, and I would be able to free him that better if I went close, but... Because that's the most common opening he does. That's not. Oh, we have to wait for one of the bigger openings. Just poke or... Okay, hello? Oh my god, dude. This one should be good. Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot he stuns out of that. Oh my god. Jesus, dude. Okay. I guess I'll add a hit even though we're practicing, just because I haven't gotten hit so... But that was the first hit, so... Maybe I should do that again, though, actually. Because that was pretty bad. And now I remember why I usually use Soul Mask when he goes and buffs up. So that I don't stun him out of it. Yeah, there we go. That's more how it's supposed to go. We go like this. A few more practice after. You know what? I actually don't think so. It just, now I remembered the things that can happen in that fight. Because I remember his moveset very well, actually. No problems with the moveset. It's just, I kind of forgot about all those details, but now I've seen them, so... It should be good. This, on the other hand... It's not right. Oh, shit, that's definitely not right. Oops. All right. Doesn't the streamer know you have to go talk to Goff first before you can kill Calamite, dude? Doesn't this guy know that? Kind of good that he's doing that because I totally forgot to swap my rings out. I've almost for sure messed this up. Oh, I actually didn't too. Oops. Gotta trust it, dude. I'd be a little bit too fast here. Very clean. Simple. That's the Giga Brain Calamite kill, dude. The 100 IQ kill. I think there is potential for that, for one of these guys to chase. I don't really remember who, though. Yep. Okay, so... de-aggroed, though. Maybe a slight overkill for that guy. Just unplug my controller. But in the dark beads, well, we will soon, I guess. Soon. Wait, what is the red tear stone set up here? Oh, you know what? It might be really simple. It's just this. Nice. Okay. Is it safe to just shoot right away? Hmm. Kind of nice with sorcery or any kind of ranged here. Meta spells. You can kind of just punish any, like, a lot of his attacks are kind of like proximity based follow-ups. That's crazy. Maybe I should, like, I should maybe bring in, I'm out of homeward bones. I should maybe bring in just some soul arrows there in case I miss. Okay, pretty clean though. Yeah, I guess I can't go for an opening hit. Maybe I could go for an opening Crystal Soul Mass though or something. Could do something like that. I think my controller cable's bad, dude. We need a new one. I've been using this cable for a long time. Pyromancy run in this game as well. I probably should, yeah. I probably should do that. I think that'd be fun. No, I don't use wireless, no. Not a big fan of wireless, to be honest. At least for my controller. Alright, I'll make a save. Well, I think, as far as I'm aware, there is, like, a tiny amount of delay that's added. But that's not, like, I just don't like the battery part, is the thing that kind of scares me. It's like, you know, running out of battery, that's at a bad time or something, even though it tells you and all this stuff, but I just... That's the main reason. I'd rather just play wired, because the wire is fine, I guess, as long as it's not an old wire like this one, I guess. I think both are fine, but I don't know. Nah, DualSense, I do not like the DualSense, dude. I think it's a comfortable controller, but the problem I have with it is after some of the like tests I did on it with the sticks being shitty and stuff, I can't. Oh my god, yeah, dude. I gotta. No, heart controller's not. None of the Thrustmaster controllers are wireless, and I think they do that for the delay, or at least that's what they say. I'm gonna have to get a new cable, dude. What was I saying? Oh yeah, after some of the tests with the DualSense, I can't unfeel how bad the sticks are and stuff now. It just, I don't know. I don't really like it much anymore. I think it's still fine for most things, though. I think I need bellowing on for this. I wonder if there's a better, or I mean, this strat, running through like that is completely safe. Past that corner enemy, but I do kind of wonder if there's something I can do to make it a little less sketchy than that. Controller one breaks so fast, you think Elite 2 is by far the best controller you've played with? I mean, I really like the Elite 2 as well. If it actually lasted for more than like 2 months, dude. Okay, so Red Tearstone, Covenant of Artorias. This one. Yeah, I mean, it might not be the same for everyone with the Elite 2, but I've gone through 2 Elite 2s, and they both lasted me less than 3 months, which is just, it's not enough. I think the One King is still fine here. I just wasn't sure if all the soul mass had to hit or something, but obviously not. It's not even close, dude. All right. Back here. But I do like the Elite 2 a lot. I mean, I think the overall thing that I've learned is that it's not really, for me, it's not really, I don't need a controller that is completely just packed with tons of features and stuff, right? I don't need 6 buttons on the back of it. I don't need some, like, I don't need to be able to swap the stuff around necessarily. Like, I don't really need that. I just want something that's going to last me a long time. I don't have to send the elevator back up. That's why I quite like the Heart controller. So far, so good with it, too, in terms of not breaking down or anything. It's been maybe like 4 months now. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but like I would much rather just take some kind of basic controller that's just going to last me a long time. Especially for what I'm doing. Like, I can't really think of many things that you'd be doing with controller where you would need, you know, something that crazy, right? Because even if you're going to play games competitively, like, I mean, maybe there are certain games that I'm just not thinking of. But if you're, you know, the main games I think of that people play competitively are, you're not playing with, you're not going to play with a controller, dude. You're not going to be a Fortnite pro on controller. Unless there's some, oh, this is not the right way to go. Where am I going, dude? Why'd I do that? And yeah, for the stuff I'm doing, I just need the controller to last a long time. That's it. Oh, really? There are a lot of Fortnite pros on controller? Okay, well, I stand corrected, I guess. I didn't actually know about that. I just assumed that everyone would be mouse and keyboard. Have a DualSense with Hall effect sticks, click triggers. That sounds pretty good. Haven't tried that. Yeah, especially for Souls games though, you don't need anything crazy. I do highly recommend Hall effect sticks though, or just something similar. That's the one thing that is so nice, dude, but the rest of it not as needed. Don't like the feel of Hall effect sticks. I've heard other people say that. I actually like them more somehow. I remember if I... Clearly, you should get a Switch 2 controller. Everyone's hyping them up. Really? The Switch 2 controller. Is that real? Well, obviously the Switch 2 controller is real, but I mean, like, are people actually hyping it? Because I feel like the basic Switch controllers are just such an absolute scam, dude. They're so damn expensive for what they are. I mean, I think the part that's cool about it, I guess, is the, you know, being able to, like, swap it back on the Switch and all that stuff. But, I mean, you're paying, like, full price for those things. That was kind of close, I feel like, but... Yeah, it's almost like he got stuck on a little branch there and then didn't walk as far. But I guess it was fine. I don't know if that's the best way to deal with that attack, to just run to the left. Running to the right's bad, though. Yeah, that is the Night Rain boss, yeah. It is. Yeah. It's the first time I thought about that, actually. It is indeed the Night Rain boss. And I guess who else is the...
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
Backslash.
Wait, who else do they have? Oh, they have Gaping Dragon as well. Right. And how... This game is shameless. It copied Night Rain. It's insane. Nardzy, thanks for the 22-month Prime sub. Hollow, thanks for the 25-month Prime sub as well, dude. I didn't say thanks for that already. Yeah, Night Rain boss. Surely. I'm actually not certain on the correct path to take here. But with Hidden Body, I'm sure it doesn't really matter that much. There was like one of the first times I was going for not this particular route, but just a DS1 all bosses no hit run. It was actually a Crystal Halberd route that went with Darkbead once I came across it. I didn't get Hidden Body on that one, and I lost a run to here. And this was, I think, like the second last boss or something. I think I did this boss right before Gwyn. Because I aggroed one of these guys, and then he like hunted me down and then jumped on me or something. And I felt bad. Not what I was hoping for. Isn't the Archery avatar copy a demon from Demon Souls? Yep. I mean, they've used that enemy how many times, dude? It's the first boss in Demon Souls, and then you see him a couple times later. And then DS1, the Asylum Demon, plus the Demon Fire Sage. Plus the... whatever the other demon is called. The Stray Demon. DS2 doesn't. But then DS3, you have the Stray Demon. I mean, it makes sense to have a bunch of them, though, to be fair. But then having them in Elden Ring is, yeah, a little... They like the big booty enemies, dude, I guess. And then, like, copy-pasting them. No, Demon Souls... Asylum Demon is like a copy of Vanguard, basically. Exact same thing, basically. I think it's here, right? I should maybe make a save in case I mess this up. I don't want to have to run all the way back. Why did I unscope? No. You know what, dude? We might end this run with just a single hit on Artorias. That'd be kind of insane, actually. Yeah, the Omen Killers are basically Capra Demon, yeah. You know what? I don't mind them doing that, though. I totally messed this up. I just wasn't paying attention at all, dude. And I saw you doing the attack, but then I didn't I didn't trust that it was actually the attack. Yeah, I jinxed it again. Whoops. Yeah, like I saw him go up, but then like my instinct was, okay, now this is the attack, I'm supposed to go out, but then I didn't actually trust that it was for some reason. And then I didn't do the right thing. Whoops. Someone asked if there's anything the older Souls have that like I want a new game to have or something. Definitely some Dark Souls 2 stuff I would like, such as bonfire settings I like. You know, better NG Plus isn't really a big deal, to be honest, to me, but it would be cool. Anything else from DS2? I mean, definitely the DS2 power stancing is... Well, I mean, maybe the stat requirement's a little inconvenient, but I think it's still better that you're able to dual wield 2 different types of weapons as long as they're compatible. I think that's better than what Elden Ring has. What else is there? What else is good? I guess that sprint climbing. Sure, I would take it. Not a big deal, but I kind of like being able to climb ladders fast. I still kind of prefer the stone upgrade path in that game more. You know, instead of needing 12 of each stone type, you only need 6. I kind of like. 12 is kind of a lot, dude. Especially in Elden Ring when you got fucking 8 types of stones. You need 12 of each. It's insane, dude. Insane Bed of Chaos hit. Is there any downside in leveling up? I don't think so. Class plus life gem, nice for exploring. Yeah, that one's a little bit more... Holy shit, dude. I gotta get... I'm too lazy to go get another cable right now, but hopefully it's not the controller. That would fucking suck, dude. Probably test that out. How's it going, Bree? Surely not the controller. What's happening here? Yeah, maybe the cat bit through the wire, dude. Yeah. He's destroyed it. I mean, he definitely did a toll on it. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, this is like actually unplayable now. Okay, 1 second. I guess I gotta go get another cable. Be back in a bit. Okay, well, surely it was the cable. Dude, if it wasn't, oh boy, that would not be good. Looking at Bing and stuff, that means depressing. Surely. I probably still need a bit of damage here. Probably good. No, you know what? You know what's funny too, actually, is that I've woken up probably the last 4 days in a row. I usually just leave my controller on my desk. The last 4 days in a row, or more maybe, the controller is on the ground. So, yeah. So that probably doesn't help either. And it, you know, it falls from a good 3 feet or whatever, 2.5 feet. Face down, probably not ideal. Yeah, the cat's doing runs and I'm sleeping, dude. Yeah. Dang, I didn't think about that. It's advanced stuff. I should have known. He's actually, when he was sitting on my shoulder, he's just looking at my strats, dude, and that was it. But you poured away. He was simply absorbing the strats. Never thought about it that way. No, I think it was the cable, probably. Kind of sucks. Like, actually, I think he actually destroyed the cable because that's a new cable too. I got that with the heart controller. So, damn, dude, that's crazy. I think. And so far, so good with this one, though. Skip to plunging fire stage work on the remaster. I think so, but I'm not super familiar with that skip, so I don't know. I'm not familiar with all the speedrun stuff in this game. I'm sure if Q's still here, he could answer that, but. What is this build? This build is Red Tearstone Ring and Dark Bead. Or just any sorcery, and that's basically it. All you need. They were asking about the plunge strat on Demon Fire Sage in the remaster, if that's a thing. Which I have no idea, but figured you would. Okay, it's not in the remaster. There you go. Q to save the day. There's a guy on the left. I'm not sure if I don't think I have to kill him. Yeah, I don't even think he aggroed. I've not played another Crab's Treasure, no. Maybe I should, though. Or I don't know. I say that about every single game, and I just never play it, so. Literally says that about every game, and just never plays them. Classic, dude. Personally see a lot of posts calling DS2 good. I think the public perception of DS2 is kind of slowly turning around. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think I've kind of noticed the same thing. Maybe because people are actually playing the game instead of just saying it's bad without even playing it at all. Could be part of it. I did actually get the Priscilla one-shot no moan mod. That sounds crazy if you don't know what that is. But, yeah, so I won't get soft lock here. Yeah, the Priscilla no moan mod I got. Yep, so we should be good to go on her. I'm about to jinx it again, but this run has gone pretty well so far, actually, considering, like, only 2 hits at this point. I'm just setting it up for another jinx, dude. Surely I remember the right path through here. It's actually insane, dude. It's actually insane. Oh my god. The Jinx is actually 3 for 3, dude. It's crazy. Okay, well. I've said that 3 times on this run, and I've gotten hit every time immediately after. Pretty insane. I guess maybe I normally jump off that one. Actually, don't know. Didn't realize somebody oiled up the ledge there. I don't think I normally jump, but I don't know if I've ever had that happen before. It's almost like I did that on purpose. Yeah, now this run's bad, actually, at this point. Rates is bad. Maybe I will go check in my other run how I jumped off that ledge, because I'm kind of curious now. Okay. You know what, that red tear stone setup was pretty close, though, so maybe I actually did. Yeah, perhaps I actually did. Yeah, farming shorts content. Yeah, that's exactly what I'd like to do. Okay, so the main things I need to do, most of this was actually really clean. I need to go, I think Artorias should be fine. I shouldn't run close like that. That was dumb. Sanctuary Guardian I need to practice again, for sure. Other than that, though. Everything was again, I'm saying it, but everything was really good, though. Jinxed again. Gonna die on this red tear stone setup or something. Now there should be basically no way to mess this stuff up here, but but so I missed the Gwyn parry. Okay, well, 3 hits. 210 feels pretty slow, but this run should be sub 2 hours, I think. It's a bit slower than I thought. Guess we also had some incidents with controller disconnecting and then like, you know, a bad RTSR setup and all that stuff. So yeah, it should be sub 2. This is gonna be a normal length stream today. Probably have to end around 4 though. So yeah, like 4 hours, usual length, I guess. But yeah, it's because we had a bit of a change of plans. Like I thought I was gonna be doing some DS3 co-op today, but it's gonna be on Friday instead. Maybe that's the wrong spot for that, dude. Because I thought I was supposed to be able to just roll backwards no matter what. Whoops. Gotta remember the spot. I should check out the God Run 3, what I do there. But or just the video, I guess. Where's the spot? Oh wait, I'm not supposed to max cam height it. Okay, I guess that was a problem. Because yeah, I was going good, too far forward. Early this time. There it is. It is prep for another God Run, yes. But a much harder one this time. Much bigger one. Actually, don't know why I equipped this. Don't really use it. Josh, how's it going, dude? Yeah. Harder and bigger. True.
Regrettably.
Anything else that it is? It's longer. Longer, harder, and bigger. And, maybe more... I don't know. More of an accomplishment. Girthier, dude. Yep, it is that as well. Average Sekiro hater. Yeah, that's me, dude. I hate Sekiro, dude. Terrible game. Shouldn't have ever made it. Waste of everyone's time, that game. Yeah, you could probably make this route a good... I think probably 140 is realistic with something similar to this if you just did everything more efficiently. Maybe even faster than that. I don't know. A lot of the things I do on this route are just not the absolute fastest thing. Even just collecting all those souls over there. You don't really need to do that. I only do it because on Quelaag, if I miss a couple shots, if I have 17 int, then I can just afford to miss a few extra, you know? Black Knight Halberd is probably faster, I would imagine. At least for most stuff. Yeah, I don't know what the best glitchless route would be. But yeah, going Black Knight Halberd into Darkbeat or something sounds like it would work pretty well. Be pretty fast. To work on shorts too. Well, we haven't posted shorts in a long time, but the shorts that are on there, he did make, yes. Why do I dislike secure movement? Only thing you hate about movement is the stiffness when turning while sprinting. Yeah, I guess there's that, but it's mostly to do with the dash that you do when you try to start sprinting. I don't like. It's kind of a similar type thing, right? Because if I'm trying to sprint and then turn like this, like start sprinting and turn, you just can't because you do a big dash first, right? So you have the commitment to the dash before you start actually sprinting, and then, yeah, just not as crisp. And then I also don't like jumping on ledges. Ledge jumping is really... feels bad because you get grabbed on the ledge, right? If I'm sprinting and jumping across roofs and then I hit the ledge, I get stuck on it. It just feels very weird. But yeah, probably those three things. Yeah, Hunter Biden is my editor. Exactly, dude. So yeah, to me, the secure movement was actually like a pretty decent miss. But... And there are certain running sections where you can really feel it. And same with the grappling, too. Mostly the grappling's fine. But... there are some instances where you grapple onto stuff and it just doesn't work how it should. You know, you grapple onto something and then you fall off the ledge or something. That's basically my biggest and maybe only problem with the game, is some of the movement's bad. But I can't really think of anything else that's bad. Yeah, and another thing, too, is that pretty much everyone is in agreement that Souls lock-on can be very bad at times. And the grappling is basically the same system. Right? And so sometimes you're trying to grapple somewhere, and it totally grapples at the wrong spot. It's the same kind of thing. Day 759 of me hating on Sekiro. Don't like that I can't run off cliffs. Yes, basically, yeah. And I think part of why that's even necessary is because of that dash you do before you can sprint in Sekiro. I think that's why they felt the need to add something like that. Because if you're on a rooftop or on a ledge or something, and you want to start sprinting, I mean, you do the big dash forward. It would be, if there were no ledge protection stuff like that, then you would just dash off the ledges just constantly. So it's a combination of both. Surely that is a good arrow. Actually not. Fuck, dude. I have to fully restart the strat if I mess up like that.
I'll give you the best nut ever.
I probably just... maybe I could go back to the bonfire, but I think I could just wait here. This guy should just walk back. Whoops. Should be better. I think it was just maybe a little bit too high last time. You could ask me what makes this strat work. I honestly have no idea. My main idea was, see how when that guy turns left, he always queues up the flying attack every time. And so my idea was that, okay, maybe I can get him to do that every single time. It doesn't work like that. He doesn't always turn that way or whatever. Or maybe it's because he queues up that attack that he turns. I'm not really sure which one. But then, yeah, I just tested the strat like hundreds of times and it just never got hit. So I was like, oh, I guess it's good. Because, yeah, and then I tested the strat that the old way of doing it where you just gun it up the ladder or whatever. You know, don't do anything special. I ended up getting hit, I think, 3% of the time in a few hundred attempts at it. So basically, the only conclusion I could make, I couldn't make that it was 100% because I still don't know. But it's at least more consistent than the other way. So and I don't really know why either. Because you would think that the other Drake... maybe I haven't seen enough clips of people getting hit by the Drakes there. But based on the consistency of that strat, I would imagine that most of the time you ended up getting lightning up the ladder is by the close Drake, which makes sense. And so maybe the fact that he kind of moves slightly, it just makes it not happen as much, or I don't know. You know what? I forgot to practice Sanctuary Guardian, dude. I mean, yeah, I need to practice him before we continue. I just totally forgot. Oops. Okay, where would that save be? I didn't name it. I absolutely need to practice him because I think the other bosses are fine. But he's not. Yeah, we might not have enough time for another full run today. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So here, if I cast right away, there's an input read charge attack he does, I think. I just need to delay that. I think here is good. Actually, the god landed on by him, so maybe it's not good. It was in time, but I got landed on. I thought. Probably here I could go for something too. I don't remember his combos. This one he does. don't know if that's safe with this.
Best nut ever.
Maybe if I'm far away enough. See, just because he just input reads it, right? Kanjaroo, thanks for the 2-month resub. Thanks so much, dude. And Phoenix, thanks for the brand new sub as well. I maybe shouldn't do that. Oh, shit, dude. Okay. Maybe I need to wait even longer. I don't know. Or maybe it's just not even safe. I got some pretty insane RNG on my other run because he just instantly did the jump attack or whatever. Yeah, that's no good, dude. Unless maybe I roll sideways. The input reads it are crazy, dude. So this one's fine or no? Like maybe go to the side or something. Yeah, you can, like, I think I got that attack immediately on my successful run, and I just killed them immediately. It's so crazy that sorcery take no stamina in this game. Probably just leave these attacks alone, I guess. And this one, just run to the side. Insane log. It says, yeah, we can even get 3 shots off there because he stuns in 2. And we're just, you know what? Actually, that's not true. They finally got back to me on the giveaway, so we're gonna be doing the giveaway. It's back on. Until they, like, don't ship it to the person or something, but it is actually back on. Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know the... I don't remember or know the... Like, I don't remember if I knew the difference between the telegraph on those 2 attacks. Is there a way to tell which one he's doing? I just want to, I want to figure out that move. Like, that one's always been kind of scary to me. Is it, like, there must be some difference in the lightning on his body. I don't see a difference though, actually. Okay, wait. Now that I've seen both moves. Pull them both up. See if there's any difference. Because I don't see a difference. Like, there might actually not be one. I want to figure out.
Maybe I'll give you the best.
YouTube stream's taking a second to catch up.
Hey,
Curtis, thanks
man.
for the 2-year Prime sub. Thanks so much, dude. Thanks, man. Okay, so here's this one, and then YouTube's got to catch up to the other one. Is it like there must be some difference in the lightning on his body? We'll surely catch up. Okay, here it is. So is there any difference? Does anyone know? I don't see a difference. I just want to I want to I don't see any difference, dude. It looks the exact same, like. Surely there's a way to tell. Maybe there's not. I like I said, I have no idea. The moves look the exact same though. They might just be the exact same. I don't see a difference though, actually. That kind of sucks. Like, I've been kind of just getting far away and reacting, but is it like it must? I don't like if you just dodge regardless. I think the this one can catch up to you. I think if you're not close enough, or if you're too close, maybe. But maybe you can just roll whenever, I guess. I don't see a difference though, actually. I guess, I don't know. Okay, I guess we'll restart the run. Gotta get consistent at this one, dude. Is this, I mean, pretty much it's certain that this will not be an early game, I think. Pretty much I'm set on that. They're kind of a horizontal lightning in one of them. I thought that was on both of them. White cloud appears sooner before he shoots when it's multiple. White cloud.
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
Oh, like the splash? You know what? Maybe you're kind of right, actually.
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
So this is the... but is realistically, is that actually any better than just reacting to the lightning? I don't think so, but this one does feel like it has a bigger a smaller splash than this one. But maybe not even, though. I don't know. I think I'll just roll the first one. I'd like to see a run where I complete all quest lines of the characters. Wait, you mean in Elden Ring or what? I assume you mean Elden Ring, but they've increased with the DLC. What, like the base quests have increased Or have gotten bigger because of the DLC. Is that really true? Shows to watch? I watch 0 shows. I don't... I watch hockey when it's when the Suns are playing. Which isn't really... I mean, it's TV, but not really a show, I guess. Other than that, I don't watch TV at all. Subal, how's it going, dude?
Regrettably.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. I still would like to do that, like a solo playthrough of Elden Ring, which it, when... And on that type of run, I would do all the quest lines and stuff. I watch golf super rarely, like not even enough to mention it, basically. Very rare. It has to be... Even the majors on Sunday back 9 I won't watch sometimes, right? It just depends what's happening. Being a Blackhawks fan is the worst. That is not even... Well, I mean, no, that's not even close to true, dude. Although that organization has had some issues recently. But there are several cups that Blackhawks have won recently. It can't be that bad. Gonzalo, thanks for the 25-month resub. Bloody Nasty, thanks for the 11-month Prime sub as well. No, I don't watch football. Get into hockey? Maybe. Hockey, I think, is the best sport to watch live by far. Or on TV, even. But maybe I'm just super biased or something. No, the Wild are not ass, no. They're kind of like middle of the pack. Yeah, Blackhawks fan complaining that's hard is crazy. Yeah, first, you know, you get like generational player, first overall pick. And have won. How many cups did they win in the 2010s? Was it 3? Or was it 2? It may have been 2. 2010 and 2013, maybe? I can't remember exactly. But yeah, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, Red Wings fan is... Yeah, that's actually pretty tough. But at least the Red Wings have won at some point in time. But yeah, that's not... Yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh, 2015. Okay, so it was 3 times, yeah. Yeah, so... that's not that bad, dude. It's really not that bad. I mean, being a Leafs fan would be one of the worst. Being a Buffalo fan would be one of the worst. I mean, being a Sens fan isn't great, to be honest. So it's, you know, that's definitely bottom 5, probably. Who else would suck to be a fan of? I mean, if you were a Phoenix fan, that would have sucked, I guess. Or Arizona, I guess. Clearly I'm forgetting someone, but... Netliz, thanks for the raid. How was your stream? I appreciate that. Well, no, I mean, Anaheim, yeah, maybe not great, but at least they had some pretty damn good teams and won a cup this century. And they beat out the Sens to do it in 2007. So at least they won something. Yeah, being a Habs fan, it's probably not the best, but at least you got a you know, a team that's up and coming. I guess the Suns do as well, right? But the Habs made the cup final even by some absolute miracle. Shitty team, but they somehow did it. So at least there's that too. mean, being a San Jose fan probably has been very painful recently, I guess, right? Columbus fan would be absolutely devastating. Yeah, there's some bad teams to be a fan of, probably. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say being a Columbus fan would be probably the absolute worst out of any team right now. Has to be the worst. Like, the worst to a point where I think every other fan in the league has to feel bad for them. Yeah, I mean, because of a lot of things. So, other than that, like, so that would be the worst. But then after that, it's like, I don't know. It's a mix of teams. Sens being maybe one of them. Whoops. Although, yeah, there's something to be said about teams that are kind of up and coming and have good potential. Sens are one of those teams. I don't think it's like cup winning potential, at least not at this point in time, but I think they could probably have some good playoff runs. But they would need quite a few more things to go their way before a cup is even in the conversation. Try being a Thrashers fan. Yeah, you know what? At least as a Sharks fan, though, you have a team that probably will be cup caliber in a couple years once the players start to get developed and stuff. Like, just a ridiculous team, just, you know, a few years out from being just an absolute force, dude. Artorias, thanks for the 200 bits, dude. So Magic runs DS3 inspired you to do the same for DS2. Nice, dude. Yeah, I think I kind of want to do a similar thing in DS2. Maybe this game as well. Maybe some Miracle run, Pyro run. Sorcery we basically already do, but I could do a sorcery only just to get it done, you know? Any UFC? No, I don't watch UFC. I guess I watch arm wrestling sometimes. Yeah, DS2 Pyro boss, yeah. With the insane Fume Knight. Sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, actually. No, I don't watch basketball. I was talking about the other day. I can't get into basketball, dude. Something about it is just not entertaining to me at all, for some reason. I think going to a basketball game would be fun, probably. I mean, going to pretty much any live sport event is pretty fun. Maybe except baseball. But at least, I mean, even when you go to baseball, you're just kind of chilling, just eating some food and stuff. But like pretty much any live sport is good except for baseball. And I actually have gone to baseball games too, so I'm not just saying that. I'm just guessing or something. There's plenty of sports that I haven't gone to, like basketball, and I haven't been to a tennis match or anything. Fuck. This is fine. Baseball, you know what? It's funny. The first game I went to, it was a Padres Diamondbacks game, I think. Might be wondering why the hell I went to a game like that, but it's because I was in San Diego at that point. One of the only times I've been to the U.S. And I caught a foul ball in my first game. So that was pretty cool. The rest of the game was pretty much boring as hell, though. But maybe it's like a bit more hit or miss or something. I don't know. There's a game that I was watching the end of. Yeah, yeah, streamer luck. The game, there was a game the other day, the Blue Jays and Dodgers game that I was watching the end of yesterday that was actually very entertaining because it was I don't know, it was very dramatic. But I don't know. So when you get games like that, it can be awesome. But it definitely does not happen every time. Yeah, football live. I actually haven't been to a football game before. When I say football to the American and Canadian or North American viewers, I mean not not American football. I haven't been to a match before, but yeah, that I could see that being pretty fun too. Just the thing is, like, football / soccer is not very... well, it's decently big here, but there's not really a high caliber league or anything, so... There's the... What is the... MLS, I guess, is here, is the best league, but Ottawa doesn't have a team in it. There are only a couple of Canadian teams. I think Vancouver has a team, and maybe... I would assume Toronto does, but I can't actually think of what team that is. Oops, I forgot to kill one of the guys. Wait, no, actually, I usually... No, I must normally kill him from here. Yeah, I think hockey's the best sport to watch, dude. Again, I might be super biased, but watching hockey on TV or live is just the best, dude. And the reason I think that, like, there's actually a reason, and it's because it's kind of the best combination of, you know, constant action. You know what? Yeah, can't follow the puck actually is maybe one of the problems. That's actually fair. That is a downside for sure. Because if you've been playing hockey all your life and watching hockey all your life like I have, then, you know, that's not a thing. But definitely if you're new to it, then that is a problem. So, okay, so that's one downside that I didn't really think much about. But yeah, it's constant action, and the meaningfulness of the goals are also, I think, the perfect balance as well. So what I mean by that is certain sports like basketball, for example, when there's a score, it's not that meaningful most of the time, unless it's super late in the game, buzzer beat or something like that. But in hockey, like, you know, you're not getting, I don't know, you're not getting like 50 baskets a game or something, right? But then it's not so rare to the point where, you know, you're watching 0-0 matches all the time. Or it's just like so much nothing is happening, right? So that's why I think hockey has the right combination of for watching it. Because at least, like, some football matches that I've watched on TV, at least, are just kind of, you know, it's back and forth and stuff, but it's not really that... There's not tons of meaningful action happening, and there, you know, people aren't scoring, stuff like that. So that's what I mean with the right balance, I think. So football kind of skews a little bit into the, like, not enough action part, at least relative to hockey. I still think, compared to other sports, it's pretty damn good, but just compared to hockey, it's just not as much action. And the goals are less frequent, but to a point where it's like almost maybe sometimes not frequent enough. You see what I'm saying? Baseball is the best balance. Nah, baseball, the thing I don't like about it is that it's just so boring. You know? But yeah, no, the runs in baseball, like, the scores are a good balance. I agree with that. The problem is just getting there. And then one thing I really don't like, you know, certain sports have this where you just have a huge amount of the players that are on the field or whatever are just not doing anything a huge amount of the time. I don't really like that either. I mean, I guess hockey's got goalies, but that's pretty much it. I mean, like, sometimes goalies don't have to do much depending on how the team in front of them is playing. But in baseball, you just have people just, like, sitting in the outfield and just chilling, right? Especially you got a good pitcher. You don't have to do very much. And then you come off defense, and then you're just sitting in the dugout or whatever, waiting for your turn to bat. It's not a lot happening. So there you go. There's my reason for why I think hockey's the best sport to watch right there. I'm open to having my mind changed by some other sport that I just haven't given a fair shot or something, but... Okay, what am I doing?
The gods demand repentance. Cough up your
Crafty, thanks for the donation, dude. Night Rain gonna be included? Definitely not.
Is Night
That's an
Rain
insane
gonna
question.
be included in the guideline?
Hockey, the sport that it's legal to fight? Well, legal in what way? Because it's not really legal to fight because you get a 5-minute major after, but yeah, it is. Hockey is pretty popular partially due to fighting in it.
All right.
It's not really. It's not allowed within the rules, but they'll let you do it. But you just get a penalty after. It's like, you know. But yeah, I think a lot of people that don't watch hockey have some misconception that people just, are playing hockey like they are in the, maybe it's because of the 90s and before, something where it was kind of insane, but like people aren't just going out on the ice and just fighting people for no reason, right? That's not really what it is, which I think some people think that that's what it is. Like you just go and want to punch someone in the head, so you just go drop the gloves with someone. Pretty much there's always a reason for it. Like it's some retaliation thing, or they're trying to stick up for their player or something like that. That's pretty much always what it is. And so that's why people, including the players, that's why they like fighting, because it gives you a way to send a message if someone does something dirty or whatever. Like that's kind of the whole purpose of it, even being in the sport at all. But yeah, when you don't actually watch the sport, you don't know anything about it, and you just see clips of people fighting, it's like, oh, they're just fighting. It's like they just go out and fight people, I guess. But that's not really what it is. Yeah, fighting can also carry momentum. Yeah, that's kind of that's why I said mostly for a reason. Because, yeah, I guess that's a reason, but that's not a very... if you're trying to convince someone that fighting makes sense in hockey and you go like, oh, yeah, someone will just go fight with someone else so that they can try to get momentum for their team. That's not really a great reason, It's not as good as defending someone or, something like that, right? Because, yeah, that used to happen. It still happens now on occasion. But that used to happen a lot more where... You would literally have someone on your team specifically for fighting, and they'd fight every couple games, and a big reason why they would do that is to try to rally the team behind it, right? So yeah, that's why I was saying kind of a bit ago. That's what it was a bit more, but. Would I recommend trying a no-hit run? I mean, I guess. a good challenge, and it depends how you like to play games, but for me, it's a good challenge, but then it's also just fun to learn stuff. That's more what it's about for me. It's not about doing some huge challenge that's going to take me years to complete or something, because that's rarely what it is for me. It's more about I don't know. It's more about the point of getting to consistency that I like, I guess. You know? Rather than grinding out attempts of runs. Has anyone no-hit Night Rain yet, by the way? Because I know Bushido was trying it. Has he finished that? It honestly sounds so miserable, dude. It just does not sound like any fun at all. Well, yeah, I know a couple people have no-hit some expeditions, but I mean like a full run of the game. Beating the game. You and Eggy no hit it? Yeah, well, I know they've done expeditions, but the whole game, you guys, is what I'm asking. Unless they've done that as well. I mean an actual no-hit run of the game. No, I definitely wouldn't try to no-hit Night Rain. Like I was just saying, it does not sound fun at all. Okay, no one's done the whole game. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I wonder if Bushido's still trying it at this point. Or maybe it's so miserable that he just stopped or something. I don't know. Seems like it was the controller, the cable, by the way, that was ruined. So, nice. Would it be a lot of grind? Yeah, I think so. It sounds not fun at all. You're doing the same, even if you just did any percent or beating Heal Store or something. You're just doing the same thing, you know, 5 times in a row, or however many Night Lords you have to kill. Here we go. That's the way to do it. No damage runs are even harder. And for Night Rain? Is it? Is there a lot of damage? And I mean, there's no fall damage. I can't think of why it'd be harder, but oh yeah, I guess if the rain. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Count the rain. Just didn't really think about if the rain would be a hit or not. I feel like I'd probably count it as a hit, but maybe not. You know, I say it was the cable, and then my controller disconnects, dude. Oh boy. Another jinx. Oh my god, dude. Please no. Like the port's destroyed on it or something. Much falling off the desk.
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
Machino hi.
No, I actually do have like 1,000 controllers on standby. I don't have another hard controller though. Which I like using. So I use keyboard for this, huh? All those controllers, I can rage and throw them without worry. Yeah, because that is exactly what I do. That's what I'm known for, actually. I'm known for raging and breaking controllers left, right, and center. Yeah, not even the angriest gamer alive, dude. The angriest human alive. And to have ever lived. Most emotional and angry person of all time. Smashing his keyboard again. Yep. How do I no-hit Belfry gargoyles? You just... I mean, it's not a one-shot on every single one. On most routes, yeah, you just kill them one by one. For low damage runs, though, like, they're actually really not that tough. Even on low damage, because as long as you don't spread out your damage across all of them, then you're not going to spawn more than 3 or more than 2 at a time. So yeah, for lower damage runs, I've used poison there before. Honestly, can't really remember what my level 1 strat was there, but with the level 1 plus 0, but I assume it's just poison arrows, basically. Just kite them around. Really not too bad. Only time you've ever spiked a controller is when it was already broken. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I couldn't imagine ever, like, getting to the point of anger where I want to destroy something. I've never felt that in my life, dude. Like, I don't know. I can't even fathom it, but I don't know. And I don't think it's very uncommon either. I'm sure there are a good couple Like dozens of people here who have done that, but I don't know. I've never experienced it, dude. I don't know what it's like. There's a YouTuber who plays Wii games and threw a Wii remote at his TV when losing at basketball. I feel like I've seen several clips of people throwing Wii remotes at TVs, but most of the time it's probably not on purpose. Someone was beating up my mom in front of me, dude. That's a crazy question. Realistically though, if like that wouldn't be out of anger, that'd just be like of instinct. I would go and like beat the shit out of them, I guess. That wouldn't be like I'm just sitting there fuming mad and then and then I eventually go in because I'm so mad. You know, like could you imagine that? Someone just sitting there like beating up your family member and then you're just sitting there like just seething. And then you eventually get so angry, you just go in. And you didn't go in before that because you weren't mad enough. It's so funny, dude. I'm just picturing that right now. Someone just so mad. Oh god, that's funny, dude. What a question. I haven't gotten the cheese a single time yet. It's coming back. Like, my path here is terrible, but I can get away with it because of the sorcery. Yeah, people only ever do things out of anger, dude. That's maybe you're right, dude. You could be right on that. Hello? You know, maybe it actually does matter where I shoot the arrow from. Please go down. Oh, I guess that works too.
Maybe I'll give you the best nut ever.
Loving the Dark Souls.
Oh, maybe I use slumbering for this guy. I kind of forgot about that. The reason I probably haven't had to deal with that guy is just because he keeps getting knocked off the ledge or something. Nick, thanks for the 4-month Prime sub, dude. See, like, right there. Also, Samwise, if I didn't say thanks for the 1-year resub. Thanks so much, dude. You know how to anger me is you'd make Elden Ring mods where every enemy is either Rykard or the Hippo? Nah, that's not enough, dude. Like, the thing is, it just doesn't matter, right? It simply doesn't matter. If I'm dying in a video game, like, it actually just could not matter any less than it does, basically. I'm trying to think of where I could get so angry. There could be like maybe there could be things, but they would have to be actually serious though. It couldn't be anything that would be related to a sport or a video game or anything like that. Like actually life or death situation, probably. Is the only way. Government paperwork. Exactly, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, life or death situation or taxes. Gotta be one of the two. Great heavy soul arrow. Soul mass.
I will.
Not sure how far I'm going to get on this. It does seem like I may have a controller situation that I need to address, though, which is very unfortunate. I actually really do wonder if it's because the cats have been just throwing it off the desk every night, dude. It'd be very unfortunate if that's true. Trustmaster would probably send me another one, though. If I'll just come up to them and be like, yeah, my fucking cats have been knocking it off the desk every night, and I think it messed up the port somehow. Like, maybe it landed directly on the cable where it's plugged in, and so it just bent something, or something like that. Yeah, they sent me, they sent me all the controllers for free, actually, which is pretty sick. The 3 e-swaps I have in the heart controller. Yeah, I much prefer the heart controller, actually. Or maybe not much prefer, but I like the heart controller more than the e-swaps. Yeah, I road rage. Yeah, that's what I do. Exactly, dude. I'll just follow someone. I'll just tailgate them and just try to pass them on the shoulder and all kinds of stuff. That's what I love to do. That's where I get all my anger out, is on the road. Exactly. That's a smart way to do it. At the red light, you get out of your car with and start punching someone's glass or something. You've solved it. I do think, though, that no hit runs, and probably more specifically the ways I've lost them, have kind of conditioned me for staying very calm. I don't think that's the only reason, but it's certainly part of it. All people on the road are morons except for me. You know what? But that's actually that's a good way to drive, though. That's a good mindset when you're driving. Obviously, it's not true. But when I was learning how to drive, that was basically the first thing my dad told me is like, everyone on the road is an idiot. So you have to account for that. Basically, expect the unexpected, in other words. Best defense is offense. Yeah, surely, dude. Ram them before they ram me, exactly. That's 5 head. Genius idea. Someone hits my... Well, yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. It has to be... It would have to be a very serious situation for me to actually get upset over something. That was kind of the whole point of what I was saying. Like, it would have to be a very serious situation. So, yeah, if someone was... like, if someone assaulted someone I cared about, then sure, I'm going to be pretty mad at that. And... I'd probably do something, but... wouldn't throw my controller at the ground. You know. Yeah, I think that the angriest, I know for a fact, the angriest I've ever been playing a video game, like, at something that's not that serious, is... I think it probably was in 2019 or so, maybe 2018. I was doing level 1 plus 0 bosses no hit. And there's been the clip of... People have brought up the clip of it before, but I had to run to Demon Princes, which was... a good way through the run. Like, a good, like, 3 or maybe 4 hours in. And I ended up getting hit because my controller, or it wasn't the controller, it was actually Windows tabbed me out of the game. What? Whoa, that's really weird. Never seen that. I forgot to level up. Anyways, yeah, so I was fighting Demon Princes. I'd gotten past the hardest part of the fight for low damage runs, which is the very start of it, where you have 2 demons alive. I'd killed the first demon, and then I started fighting the other one, and then all of a sudden I just start walking in a straight line, and I have no control of my character, and then I ended up getting hit by it. That is for sure the angriest I've ever been playing a video game. And even then, I was like... I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't actually that bad. Like, I didn't throw my controller. I didn't do anything. I just said some curse words and then ended my stream, and that was it. And then I didn't really think much of it after that, basically. You know what? I was also, I was also pretty... And like, part of the reason why it was actually more upsetting than you'd think, because if that happened to me on a run like this, I wouldn't care. I mean, I would care a little bit, but not that much. But it was annoying because I had kind of had a bunch of issues with Windows tabbing me out of the game before that point. And so it was kind of like building up, right? It just kept happening, and then I eventually lost a 4-hour run to it. But there was another instance when I was going for Elden Ring all bosses no hit with the DLC, where I was having a bunch of capture card issues, if you guys remember that. And Oh, I kind of messed this up, I guess. I was having a bunch of capture card issues, and then I ended up losing a run to it. At one point, it was kind of the same thing. It was kind of just like a build-up. Because it kept happening, and then eventually it just, yeah, like cost me a run. Okay, I don't like this at all. I'm dead. Oh my god. Thought I was dead there. Yeah, even then, even when that happened, it wasn't actually that big of a deal, right? So, I'm gonna throw a controller over it or something. Miklos, how's it going, dude? Yeah, I think the thing is, I guess, the thing is, everything is easier when you are calm. I can't think of a single thing that is worse when you're calm, you know? And you have a calm mindset and all this stuff. Maybe there's something that I'm not thinking of, but I can't think of it. So, it's just easier. Everything's easier, dude. But I guess I'm not saying that as someone who's had a bunch of anger management problems in the past, and I kind of like sorted myself out or something. So maybe I just don't have the experience or something. But yeah. Went nonverbal fighting Millennia. Yeah, well that was just me like focusing and stuff. I wasn't angry at anything. No, because at that point, when I was fighting that Millennia, there wasn't anything else to say. I was just focusing on the fight. And there was just nothing to say. So... Okay, well this, I might end for today, guys. Unless I stream again tonight. I might actually stream again tonight. The new Everdark boss.
Heading out.
But right after we go through this little section. I have 3 siblings, yes. So I guess it's the opposite, because yeah, I don't get angry because of my siblings, really. Yeah, I remember walking off the elevator. Yeah, of course I do. I don't use the bandit knife again, right? I don't think so. Yeah, I think just overall, when it comes to at least no hit runs, the less emotional you are, the better. That's just at least in terms of being efficient at getting runs, that is. Because there is one downside to it, and it means, like for me at this point, when I get runs, even like some of the harder runs, I just don't, like, I don't have some big celebratory moment, really. So that's the one thing, because, you know, the way, like, I don't start breaking down after runs and getting them, which would feel really good, dude, but I just don't. So that's the one downside, but everything else I think is better, because then, you know, it's easier to reset. You're gonna, you know, make improvements faster, all this stuff. Another soul spear.
All right. Damn you! Oh.
And so, yeah, not getting angry is part of that. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna call it for here, or for now. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll be back on tonight. We'll try out the new Everdark, I guess. I should be back on tonight. I think my thing will be done before 9. Like, it might be a little after 9 or something. But yeah, so when the new Everdark comes out, I'll probably be back on. Because I'm looking forward to, like, I've been trying to avoid what people in chat have been saying about the Libra, but some people are saying it's not very good. I'm ignoring that. Because I'm hoping that it's going to be good. But anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys back later. If you're wondering about the time, it'll be, I guess, 5.5 hours from now. When the new Everdark comes out. So yeah, should be fun. And then maybe if he's fun, then I'll fight him a few times. If not, we can just continue this DS1 run or something, you know? So yeah, it's a bit of a short stream for now, but I'll stream again later, so make up for it, surely. But yeah, we can raid someone really quick. Who is on to raid? Yeah, double stream today, dude. We should raid. Let's raid Couch Jockey. What is he doing? Software and game development. I think he's on BRB right now, but pretty cool. Couch Jockey's the one who he's the creator of the Convergence mods for Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. I've known him for a long time. He's also the original kind of magic no-hit runner across all the Souls games. He was the first one to start doing like sorcery, and it was in Dark Souls 3, but I remember before I started streaming, like he was one of the first streamers I started watching. Because I think maybe like Froz or Squilla rated him or something like that. But anyways, go ahead to Couch Jockey, guys. I'll be back on later. Pretty much 99% chance I'm back on later at 9. And we'll fight the new Everdark. Probably continue this DS1 run. But you know what? That first DERUST run went pretty well, even though I jinxed myself 3 times. But anyways, yeah, have a good couple hours, I guess, until I see you guys at 9. And I'll see you guys then.